Hey, thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6 tonight. I'm Joshua Robinson here in the KREM 2 studios.
Welcome everyone from the Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds on this very chilly Wednesday evening. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. We're so glad that you're here. Yeah, we're here at the Interstate Fairgrounds. We were out for the big book giveaway for KREM Cares, which has just finished up. We gave away every book that we had. It was just an incredible turnout. You know, it's cold. You said it. It's cold out here. It was raining. It was even snowing in a lot of places earlier today. We were a little bit worried about what the turnout was going to be like. There was nothing to worry about.
Yeah, there were a line of cars starting at like 2 o'clock tonight. A lot of people came out here, which we were happy about. Of course, none of this happens without our partners and, of course, without our very own Laura Papetti. Laura, tell us about today's event.
It was so much fun, and we want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to come out here to the Interstate Fairgrounds and get books and snacks for the kids. We loved handing them out. We loved all those smiling faces. A lot of happy people. We ordered over 800 books.
Wow.
And like you said, we walked away. We don't have to carry anything to the car. We love it. And we had so many snacks as well, which is, of course, a fan favorite with the kids.
Sure.
And so we say thank you. And none of it happens, of course, without partnerships, as you talked about. So a big thank you. Chimney Rock Mortgage, Mike and the guys out there underwrote the cost of the books. We had Nom Nom and Costco handling food. And then we had Communities and Schools, our nonprofit partner, helping us out and volunteering all along the way.
I think we have some footage of the cars that came through here earlier, if we can run some of that footage right now, Laura. But a quick question for you. Again, you kind of mentioned it. We were kind of uncertain as to the turnout just because, you know, we are still during this pandemic. Also, the weather was supposed to snow this morning. But, you know, those concerns did not materialize.
No, we were amazed at how many people pulled out. And they said, really, first of all, that's one of the beauties of having a drive-through or drive-by model that you can use. People can stay warm and safe in their car. We had volunteers that are masked up, and as you can see from this footage, at all times there was, for the most part, for those first few hours, there was some lines weaving in and out, but things moved along quickly, and so we were grateful for that. And this picture showing, of course, the Interstate Fairgrounds. There's the line that we had, and that's pretty much held steady for the first hour or two. And then as we started to run out of books for the younger kids, we had older kids books. Few people then started to leave the line, but for the most part, they came through and were able to at least get something, and so we love that.
We worked really hard, you worked really hard, I should say, to make this really fun. You know, the treats are always a big help, and just these aren't just like throwaway books that nobody wants that were, you know, stocked up in some storage room. We went to great lengths to pick out the good stuff, the good snacks, the really good books that kids wanted. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's about literacy. It's about bringing these to the kids, and I know that was so important to you. Just talk a little bit about the need that exists in our community and how we were kind of able to fill that gap today.
Well, if you look at some of the numbers, just free and reduced lunches, to give you an idea, you know, there are some schools that are almost near 100% of free and reduced lunch. So if you're struggling to pay for food and some of the basics, new books, that's likely not going to happen. So to get that fresh new book for so many of our kids is a real treat. And then you have the treats itself. We're talking the good stuff, the Oreos, the Chips Ahoy, right? We didn't win any marks for the healthiest snacks, but we did win marks with the kids for the yummy snacks. And then so you look at that, and so you look at narrowing that gap as much as we can when it comes to equity and accessibility of books. Then you have kids that maybe have access to books in a regular situation, but right now going to the library on the weekend isn't really something mom and dad are comfortable with. You know, taking the younger kids, especially if they haven't been vaccinated, maybe taking them out as much as possible, trying to keep them safe. So you have that on top of it. And then, of course, we just want kids to feel like books are fun and that the community cares. So all the way around, it was great.
Quick question for you before we get going here. Obviously, this event just wrapped up about 4 minutes ago.
Correct.
But moving forward from here, are we going to have more community type events like this one where people can participate in?
You know, I love community events. So this was our only book giveaway for October. However, we are partnering with the MAC for KREM Christmas at the MAC. You both remember that from last year, where we give away a Christmas book. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet because I haven't officially placed the order, but I've got my eye on one of the best children's book authors and illustrators for that event.
Wasn't it fun to see the kids, because they were hanging out of the sunroof, they were, the windows were, they were
cute.
smiling, but their eyes would just light up when we handed over this fresh, shiny book with sparkly unicorns or race cars or whatever it was. It's kind of igniting that lifelong love of reading and learning that happened here today.
And that's what happens if you can get kids reading at a young age, and that's why we concentrated on that up to 6th grade frame for today. If you can ignite that today, it's a lifelong love. And like you said, it was fun to see that today and see that connection. So to all the kids out there, we love seeing you today. That to me is the best part of the whole day.
And thank you to our partners, community and schools, and all the volunteers who came out today, because it was a very fun event, very successful. TBD on future book giveaways for Miss Laura Papetti right here.
December.
Yes.
Looking forward to it already.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, that is the very latest from Laura, Whitney, and I here at the Spokane Interstate Fairgrounds. I think we're going to weather next with meteorologist Thomas Patrick. And Thomas, as your trained weather spotters out here, it's cold tonight.
It is quite cold out there. In fact, at about 40 degrees, that's pretty much just what it's been all afternoon. Don't worry, I'm braving the elements out with you guys from our outdoor weather center. This morning, our Southhill studios did see that snow fall. Otherwise, it was just rain in downtown Spokane, with that elevation difference making the difference between that rain-snow split. Things are calming down as of this hour. Let's show you the latest image. Just a little bit of light rain down on the Palouse, mainly between Pullman and the Colfax areas as of right now. Looks like the clouds are actually starting to clear out just a little bit, or at least getting a little bit thinner here in Spokane. You might even be able to see a little bit of orange from that sunset off to the west. Otherwise, basically overcast skies. 40 degrees is about as warm as it's been all day today, but at least our fall colors are at their peak point as of right now. Should be that way for this week. Looking beautiful out there, and some warmer weather to enjoy those fall colors in the days ahead. We'll show you what this upcoming weekend is going to look like and how warm those temperatures will climb after, again, we picked up a little bit of snow from this morning.
Looking forward to it, Thomas. We'll see you back here in a few minutes. On to our top stories tonight. A former Idaho state representative accused of sexually assaulting an intern last year appeared in court today. 39-year-old Aaron Von Ellinger appeared in court for his initial arraignment. He's charged with felony counts of rape and forcible penetration. Right now, he is free on his own recognizance after being extradited back to Idaho from Georgia, where he was arrested. Von Ellinger resigned from his seat in the Idaho House in April after an ethics committee found he had committed, quote, conduct unbecoming a representative. If convicted, Von Ellinger could face life in prison and register as a sex offender. He is due back in court at the end of this month. Elmira Elementary and Middle School is considered a complete loss after a fire that started yesterday. Thankfully, no one was inside when that fire broke out around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. School was closed due to a power outage when the fire started. The Columbia Basin Foundation has set up a fund to help the school community. Our Amanda Rowley is in Lincoln County right now with more on how you can help, and that'll be coming up later on in our show. And hey, listen up, college basketball fans. The women's 2022 NCAA tournament and the men's 2024 tournament will be held in Spokane. The Spokane Arena, along with the University of Idaho, will host the women's Sweet 16 and Elite 8 this coming March. Tickets are going to go on sale this upcoming Tuesday. 3 games will be played over 2 days, and the teams that win will head to the Final Four in Minneapolis. As an added bonus, anyone who buys tickets to those games will be added to a priority wait list to buy tickets to the 2024 Men's Basketball Championship. One Spokane man has been driving the same route for the past 7 months, and it's all for the love of his city. We'll tell you his creative approach to addressing the city's homelessness issues coming up. Plus, later, while Kootenai Health may not be seeing a record amount of COVID patients right now, doctors are saying it's far from over.